Good morning, students. Today our topic is administrative aspects of project review. So in our last lecture, we discussed about various other steps of project review, such as controlling process, controlling progress, post-completion audit (PCA), the abandonment analysis, and then the next topic in project review topic, or we can say its subtopic is एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट रिव्यू, जिसमें हम फाइनेंशियल एस्पेक्ट्स या बिहेवियरल एस्पेक्ट्स या फिर और टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट्स को नहीं कंसीडर कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर सिर्फ हम देख रहे हैं जो एडमिन से रिलेटेड एस्पेक्ट है, जो एज एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, एज ए मैनेजर, व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू एनालाइज फॉर प्रोजेक्ट रिव्यू. So the first step is identifying investment opportunity, or rather we can say identifying the promising investment opportunities for the review of a project. So as far as capital budgeting decision or a long term investment decision is concerned, सबसे पहले हम क्या करते हैं कि हम ये आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं कि जो भी हमारा प्रोजेक्ट है वो प्रॉमिसिंग होना चाहिए. ओके, दैट शुड बी प्रॉमिसिंग इनफ, दैट शुड बी प्रॉफिटेबल इनफ, देन ओनली वी undertake that, otherwise we don't. Often the firms have an abundance investment proposals, but a dearth of a really worthwhile proposal for identifying the promising investment opportunity. Okay, so promising investment opportunity को identify करने के लिए we should keep in mind certain things, such as how to monitor change in the market demand, source of supply, profitability, competition, government policies, economic conditions, and the technological development. Formulate long range plan and perspective based on the analysis of opportunities and threats in the environment, and assessment of internal strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. तो basically यहाँ पर जो है, अगर if we are watching just the internal things, then the strength, weakness, capabilities and the limitations of the project. Communicate long range plans and corporate perspectives to all persons who are likely to involved in the capital budgeting decision. And also we need to encourage the employee to make suggestions and reward जो भी existing project है वहाँ पर उसके लिए, और if you are going to start up a new project, new venture, then employees से भी कई बार बहुत अच्छे suggestions आते हैं. तो we should encourage employee to give their ideas and to make suggestions and reward them suitably for the valuable suggestions. So investment opportunities can be classified further as a replacement investment, as I told you earlier also in project identification when we were discussing about the capital budgeting decision, कि जो हमारे long term investment decisions होते हैं, they may be a new venture, new project for a new product investment. It may be an existing project related to the replacement of old machineries. That is also a long-term decision or capital budgeting decision. Then modernization and rationalization investment. Research and development project हो सकता है आपका, obligatory and welfare investment हो सकता है इसमें. So that is regarding the classification of investment into categories. अब हमने क्या किया, सबसे पहले आइडेंटिफाई किया whether it is profitable or not, market demand, supply कैसा है, government policies उसके लिए कैसे favorable है या नहीं है. उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट में हमने देखा कि what are the internal strengths of the business. Then we classified the investment into various categories. It may be a replacement decision, modernization or rationalization decision, expansion investment, new product investment, research and development investment, or obligatory and welfare investment. Then we need to finalize and submit the proposal. So it is related to the submission of proposal to ensure that all the relevant information for the proposal is gathered systematically, and also a standardized proposal form may be used by all the sponsors of the investment project. Then to use that particular proposal, the use of the principle of responsibility, what we can say is that it is for the submission of proposal may help the sponsors of project in filling and submitting the form. A proposal, a procedure manual setting in detail the firm's capital policy and or project policy and techniques may be prepared and widely disseminated among the users of that information. Then the short duration training programs may be organized. The help of a staff person may be made available to the sponsor of the project. Then decision making or making decisions. So once we finalize our proposal and submit it, then we have to make decision. It may be argued that the optimal capital budget for the firm as a whole can be drawn up only when the capital investment decisions are completely centralized. So we have to see whether we are going to make it centralized or decentralized. This, however, is not desirable in most of the cases because some decentralization is required to facilitate quick decisions and to develop our executives by providing them autonomy and conserve the top management's time for important matters. That's why most of the companies empower executive at different level to take investment decisions involving outlay up to certain limit. In one company, for example, the plant superintendent can okay investment outlay up to like 5 lakh, the factory manager up to 10 lakh, the capital budgeting committee up to 50 lakh, and the managing director up to 1 crore. So according to the level of seniority, that kind of decision making power can be provided to different executives. Then the preparation of capital budgeting or performing the capital budgeting or preparation of capital budgeting and appropriation. Performing the capital budgeting. तो यहाँ पर हम क्या करेंगे कि we have the smaller projects which can be approved at lower levels may be covered by a blanket appropriation so that they can be undertaken expeditiously or speedily. Since these projects require small outlay, no elaborate funds planning is required for them. Projects of larger magnitude may be included after approval in the tentative capital budget. So the final capital budget or the budget for the long-term investment or project, which serves as the basis of budgetary appropriation, should be drawn up after the availability of funds is ensured. So while the capital expenditure budget is usually drawn up for 1 to 2 years, it is desirable to have a perspective plan ranging from 3 to 5 years. After that implementation, or in this process, we are going to implement what we have decided. So delay in implementation and the consequent increase in the project cost are very common. Cases are not infrequent where the actual time for execution has exceeded planned time by 50%. Cost overruns are also very common. In many cases, overruns have been between 30% and 100%. These facts emphasize the need for expeditious implementation at a reasonable cost. For that, we need adequate formulation of project, the use of principle of responsibility accounting by assigning definite responsibilities of the project managers for completing the project on time, a sense of time consciousness. Then the use of network techniques such as PERT, CPM, which you may study later in your PG course, that is MBA. The use of network techniques is there to implement or monitor the project. Then exercise of proper control. So that is about the implementation part of project's administrative aspect. Then the performance review. In this phase of administrative aspect, we are basically going to evaluate the actual performance with the projected performance. It is concerned with the verification of assumptions regarding both the revenue as well as the cost. In scope, it is broader than the popularly used accounting review, which is concerned only with costs. So that is about the administrative aspects of a project review. Then comes the agency problem. See, every single person, irrespective of the company where he is working, he or she is working, has their personal goals or desires, and they want to fulfill and achieve those personal objectives while working in that particular organization. And the owners or the employer, they have their own organizational goals. So this is a concern that the personal objectives of the employees that has to be aligned in the same direction with that of the organization's one. So a company want people working in the organization to fully support the organizational goal, whereas the employee try to complete their own personal goals. So company want employees to maximize shareholders' wealth and employee concern their own goals. This particular conflict of an individual as an employee and the manager or the employer's representative is known as the agency problem. इसको हम agency problem कहते हैं. To prevent from being dislodged from their position, managers may try to achieve some acceptable level of performance as far as the shareholders welfare is concerned. तो इस एजेंसी प्रॉब्लम से बचने के लिए, इसको अवॉइड करने के लिए जो मैनेजर्स हैं या एम्प्लॉय के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हैं, दे जस्ट सेट अप minimum acceptable level of the employees performance limit so that shareholders wealth can also be maximized, which is the main objective of any business project or financial management. Finance का जितना भी management है, जो भी हमारा capital budgeting है, चाहे working capital है, whatever activity we are considering, whether it is related to a dividend policy or any other kind of financial decision, its main objective is to maximize its shareholders wealth. Earlier it was profit maximization, but now shareholders wealth maximization, and more appropriate is the stakeholders wealth maximization. So that was known as the agency problem. Now the another aspect is evaluation of the capital budgeting. So in this, how we are going to evaluate that our long-term investment decision or a capital budgeting decision is appropriate or not. There is some criteria depending upon certain parameters such as techniques, flexibility, results, control, review, intelligibility, and decentralization. So that's it about today's lecture, students. Thank you very much for listening.